Namaste to all. Welcome to today's session, class 5, subject social. The new topic is lesson 12, the other side of the nature. December month, week 2, part 1 by 2, prepared by myself, Mrs. Kadambari, and will be presented by Mala ma'am and Sangeeta ma'am. In today's session, you are going to learn about the natural disasters. We are going to focus on various natural disasters and their effects. And we are going to see what are the precautions to be taken when natural disasters occurs. Expert learning outcome. At the end of this session, student will be able to identify natural disasters and they can describe the indicators and after effects of different natural disasters. Step activity. Children, just close your eyes for a minute and just imagine you are standing in front of this place which is surrounded by snow covered mountain with a river gently flowing by. Just think of the sight, sound and smell that you will experience. Now open your eyes and say what you smell. You may smell the various fragrance of flowers. And what are the sounds you hear? It may be chirping sound of birds. What you see in front of you? A wonderful colorful environment. Yes, nature, it always gives us immense joy. Can it give us sorrow also? Yes, sometimes. Events caused by forces of nature can cause destruction to life and property. As they are caused by nature and not by human, they are known as natural disasters. Do you know what are the natural disasters happens around us in this earth? Yes, let us see about that. So as I said, here is the definition of natural disaster. Natural disasters are the event caused by forces of nature that causes destruction of life and property. Earth beneath us shakes violently. This is called an earthquake. We do not know when an earthquake can occur. It is very difficult to predict one. The effects of an earthquake depends on its magnitude. Actually, the higher the magnitude, the more damage an earthquake can cause. You know that we used to measure a paper using a centimeter, using a scale, or a cloth using a meter scale. Here we used to measure the magnitude of an earthquake using the Richter scale. Okay, the strongest earthquake in terms of magnitude took place in Chile on May 22nd, 1960. It measured 9.5 on the Richter scale. The magnitude of an earthquake is measured using a Richter scale. So let us learn about the indicators of an earthquake. So earthquake, actually the ground begins to shake and things begins to fall down when an earthquake occurs. They can cause major or minor destructions. They can cause cracks in the ground and on buildings. As a result of this, strong earthquakes can also destroy buildings. During an earthquake, so what are the things we should do? It is advised to be in an open space. If you are in a closed space, drop, cover and hold on to heavy objects, maybe under the table. So protect your head and face by pressing your face against your arm. So here is the activity for you children. Just observe this map. Here the earthquake prone zones in India was given. That means the red colored zone or very high damage risk zones. That means zone 4 and 5. So zone 4 is in green color and zone 5 is in red color. These zones was at risk. If we take zone 3, it has the moderate damage risk zone. That means the brown colored zones are at moderate damage risk zone. And if we take the zone 2, that is which is in pink colored area, they are at a low damage risk zone. That means earthquake may not occur, or there may be a slight possibility of occurring of earthquake. So just point your location where you are. So on this map, mark the city or town we live in, and now find out at which zone it is in. I hope you found. Yeah, we are in zone 2 at low, or we won't face any damage or risk of earthquake. Tsunami. Sometimes the calm and beautiful scene at the beach can be disturbed by very high waves that can rise up to even 100 feet. This is about as high as 20 human beings stacked one on top of the other. Such waves are called tsunami. A tsunami generally consists of a series of large waves. The waves rise very fast and hit the shore with great force. These huge waves then move inland, causing floods and widespread damage along their path. Do you know what are the indicators of this tsunami? Sea water recedes just before a tsunami hits the shore. Then the tsunami waves are so large that can be seen even before they reach the shore. Know what to do? Move away from the beach immediately. Take shelter in a place that is tall and strong. For example, the top of a tall building or a hill. So remember, once if it is an earthquake, you should come out of a large building, or you should not stand under any buildings at all. But if it is a tsunami, we should move on to the high place like tall building. Okay? So children, just think of a few objects that can be blown away if there is a gust of wind. You may list like objects like umbrella, feathers, or twigs or branches of trees, or kite, something. Yeah, you are correct. But did you know that sometimes winds are strong enough to topple fences, sheds, trees, power poles, and even houses too? A cyclone is a severe storm that is caused by winds traveling at high speed. Usually a cyclone begins at sea and gains strength as it moves towards land. They are often accompanied by rain. So do you know the indicators of cyclone? Yes. When a cyclone storm approaches, the skies begin to darken, accompanied by lightning and thunder also. A continuous downpour of rain begins at that time. Do you know? Cyclones have the names too. Weather experts name cyclones so that it is easy to identify them and inform people for warning before the cyclone comes. So I'm going to list few cyclone names. Just try to recall you may done at that time. So Nivar. At 2020 we faced the Nivar cyclone, Gaja cyclone by 2018, Varda by 2016. Have you remembered Varda cyclone? Yes. Jal by 2010 we faced it, and Neelam are the few cyclones we faced so far in India. Now about what we should do. We should stay indoor safely. If outside, never take shelter near in old or damaged buildings, electric poles or trees, as they may fall on you. Flood. Think of a river, lake or water bodies close to where you live. They to be water bodies. So we are near to Madarandagam lake, and few more water bodies what you know you can list here. Sometimes water bodies can overflow into surrounding areas due to a number of reasons. Flow of large amount of water onto land is called a flood. A flood may only be a few inches of water above ground level or even be high enough to submerge a house up to the rooftop. So the indicators of floods are a significant rise in water level of a water body such as lake, a river or a reservoir is an indicator of flood. Continuous and heavy rainfall, breaking of a dam, a tsunami or a cyclone are all possible reasons for water to flow onto land. So we should take shelter on high ground and stay indoor if at home. So by these things we can avoid to get affected by this natural disasters. Children, just imagine a scenario where there is no rainfall for 10 years. What do you think can happen? What do you think can happen? So what will happen? Can you list any 2 points? Yes, there won't be any water for us to drink, and the people, mainly the farmers, will suffer a lot to plant trees, and for their farm animals there won't be any water at all. So when there is a little or no rainfall in an area over a long period of time, it leads to a situation called drought. A drought is caused by a long period of abnormality, low rainfall. During a drought, streams and rivers dry up. Farm crops and animals die due to lack of water. There is also less food for people to eat. Hence, people may die of starvation. If a drought lasts for a long time, it will be terrible for every one of us. So the indicators of drought are generally the droughts occur when the monsoon rains have failed and the temperature of an area is rising. So we should start using water carefully when there is a rainfall. Try and make arrangements for alternative sources of water. Third wall. Children, I used to say this, always try to write this word near to your study area and go through these words once or twice in a day. The words are natural disasters, cyclone, drought, earthquake, flood, landslide, tsunami, volcanic eruption, question. Summary of today's session. So natural disasters are the events caused by force of nature that causes destruction of life and property. Earthquake, when the earth beneath us shake violently. Tsunami is a big wave that reach unusual heights and wash ashore with great force. Cyclone, caused by winds traveling at high speed, and flood or large amount of water flowing onto land from a water body. Children, in the next session we are going to learn about landslides, volcanic eruptions, and we take precautions for this natural disaster, that is about warning and evacuation. Let us see about that in detail in the next session. Thank you for listening, children.